morning, afternoon, evening. Let's just say good day wherever you are. I'm excited to be here. I always love the energy of young people.
So you can do that right away. I think I've
Thank you. Awesome. Thank you. Can we see my screen? Can we all see my screen share?
yeah, loud and clear, we can see.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so I want to start by honoring my friend Felix Ezimadu. Um, he's a global leader, a visionary, and I think we've known, I say we've grown old because we've known for so many years. Well, we met in college when we were in uni. And what really strikes me about Felix is his consistency. His consistency. There are people who have started many things, who have bettered great visions. So birthing the vision, though it's a challenge and it's an accomplishment, there's more to it. You better the vision. We'll check you out 2 years' time, in 3 years' time, in 4 years' time. But Felix has kept up this energy where nothing, not work, not business, not family responsibilities. And I say this with great respect because me, I'm a compartmentalizer. There are times in my life I just said I'm shutting this thing down. Oh, my children need me too much. I'm just going to everything peace. And everybody's like, Fijeh, where did you disappear to? We didn't see you on social media for 2 years. And I want to apologize. I'm like, forgive me, I have things to attend to. But Felix's consistency is amazing. And I know if you have been part of the Leadership by Design family, you should be telling me this because you've been part of what he does, his ability to just engage you guys, and you're a blessing, Felix. We thank you. And the funny thing, he also married my sister. If you see his wife, people used to say we look alike when we were in school. We both studied accounting, we're in the same class. So yeah, thank you, Felix. I celebrate you. I also want to thank all the leaders who are supporting the work. I also celebrate our fellow transformational speakers, Mama Chichi. I cannot wait to hear you. I celebrate you, and I know that we will all be transformed as we embrace the power of listening and practicing what you do. But before I speak, I must acknowledge someone very special and dear to my heart. She's my pastor, my mentor. She's a builder of people. She's my senior friend. She's a great person to know. She's online with us now. She's the kind of person that would call your name in rooms where you normally would not be known, right? So, she believes in people and she believes in empowering people. Pastor Olake Adidara of Fountain of Life Church RCCG here in Illinois. I celebrate you.
Oh,
Thank you for
wow.
giving and taking out the time to join us. She's a serious executive in a
Mm.
branch of one of the, she's part of the Illinois government. And today she's taking out time,
Oh,
12 noon,
wow.
to join this. So I do not take it for granted. Thank
Yeah, we
you, ma'am.
celebrate you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. All right, people. I promise I'll not spend the whole day just acknowledging people. Let's get down to business. So we're talking deep-rooted success. I want to first of all appreciate Belumi. Thank you for that testimony. Um, there has been times in my life where I take a bulk of time, like I'm not teaching anymore. I'm not doing seminar, I'm not attending until I can see that the people that have been listening to me are doing what I'm saying. If I don't see any results, excuse me. There's a time I shared that in my community, and then people sent me video testimonies, audio testimonies. Like I've not used those for anything. I just because they're like, Mama, what's happening? We've not seen you for a long time, I'm not doing anything. I'm like, nope. I'm not just going to keep throwing pearls away. I want to see what impacts. And they sent me testimonies. It was amazing. So there's nothing as exciting. The fulfillment of Felix's dream is hearing you, but let me tell your story of how that event impacted your life. I want to challenge everybody here today. If you're a person who is great at taking notes, congratulations. If you're someone who is great at listening and then listening again, congratulations. What I want you to be today is a doer. If you take only one principle, one lesson and do, I promise you'll be better than someone that listens and knows everything, but does not do. Okay. My first slide has been taken care of. Felix has already defined the event, the topic, the goals. It's success, deep-rooted success, not just success. and then one life, one success, a legacy for the next generation. So this is more than, this is beyond you. And there's nothing I find as exciting as, what is more than me. The impact is not only about me, more. I love that more. So that's a brief profile about me. And my focus now is not on the profile. I just want to let you know that deep down, like me, like anybody who has attained any level of success, I'm just a little girl, scared little girl that is afraid of not making a difference. Is afraid of being irrelevant. And that fear of irrelevance, the only difference between me, I would say, and a lot of people who may not have accomplished what they want to accomplish is that I allow that fear to drive me away from irrelevance. Because fear can do a lot of things. It can paralyze you. It can cause people to, there are three things people say about fear, right? It causes flight, people to freeze, or people to, what's the third F? Flight, freeze, or I've forgotten what that word is. But everything about fear is, the goal is either to make you run away or just stop in your track and not do anything. But then what I realized is people who have accomplished anything that is worthwhile, which is what deep-rooted success gives your message of, tells you about. One thing you find is that they turned their fear. They are not people that are not scared. They are not people that are not wondering or worried about what happens. No, they just turned that fear, armed it. It's like I shoot send you a grenade, right? I just sent a grenade in your direction. I throw it to you. And then you get something that is hard, maybe a bat. And then you arm that grenade much more. And then you hit it back to me. It's coming back with more force, that same grenade. So these are people that even though fear has attacked them, what do? We turn that fear around and we fire it back into the world, right? There's a statement that changed my life, and I hope I can say, I'll say it, maybe not verbatim, but it keeps changing my life forever. And making this statement coming to my mind shows me, because I told the Holy Spirit, don't let me just say great ideas today, the exact words you want somebody to hear. The words are the words of John Wesley. And the person who I heard it from first was my pastor, Paul Enenche. He said, I am an arrow shot from time. I'm shot from eternity, passing through time. I have one goal and one goal alone: to pass through time successfully and arrive at eternity accomplished. I'm an arrow. So that is a person that is mission-minded. Nothing else matters to him. He's focused. He's got a dangerous tunnel vision, focused to a dangerous degree. He knows what he wants. When you shoot an arrow, the arrow doesn't stop on the way, it doesn't let things, it's not that there are not distractions. There are times when, if you've ever watched a shooting contest, arrow shooting contest, there are arrows that can pass through multiple different layers. Maybe there are trees, there are different, until it hits its target, it doesn't stop, right? That is the kind of person I'm encouraging us to be today. That's the kind of person I hope that at the end of this journey, by the time we round off tomorrow, that's the kind of setting, the kind of mindset, the kind of urgency of living. Like we saw in what's the word now? One life, one success, a legacy for the next generation. That's the kind of mindset that can make you accomplish such impact. So whether it's me, whether it's anybody you're seeing, no matter the level of success, people, they're not special. They are just people who have taken their fear and then returned it and then fired it back, determined to make impact. My son plays football, and I always tell him he believes that, let me not say this, but there's somebody he believes among his coaching team that doesn't like him. And I always tell him, I say, it does not matter. He likes you, he does not like you. He does. I said, can he stop your recruitment? Can he stop your score? I'm like, it doesn't matter. If anything, please let it be fuel. Pepper them. Is that not how we say it in Nigeria? Let it be the thing that said, oh, did you doubt me? Did you doubt me? You thought I couldn't make it? I'll tell us a short story about me. So I'm what I call a middle born. Okay, so I'm in the middle. I have seniors, I have junior. And the thing is this: firstborns are known for something. Whenever anything serious is happening around the house, what do the parents do? They'll call the firstborn. And they'll say, this is what's going to happen. No, the younger ones, they may just like, don't worry, your younger ones. You don't need to tell them. But firstborns are usually given responsibility. They are taken seriously, right? Then the youngest, lastborns, what happens? They are pampered. Attention. Everybody in the house can be crying. If my youngest goes like, I'm like, what is it? Right? So lastborns are known for being pampered. So they get attention. Firstborns are known for being given responsibility. So they also get some form of attention. So growing up a middle child, I felt very bad. I felt like I wasn't really relevant. My parents would be traveling and I wouldn't know if it's the last day. I'm like, what? Why did you tell me first? Why did they ask me if I would go? That, oh, we told your senior brother. And then we are taking the youngest ones because they are so, and I felt bad. That, I think that early experience just, it gave me a bad feeling towards irrelevance. I didn't want to be relevant anymore. I wanted to be consulted when things were happening. Even though those relevance comes with responsibilities, right? I didn't mind those responsibilities. I just wanted to be relevant. I wanted to be acknowledged. I know middle bonds, like just for the sake of those are middle bonds, it's not all disadvantage. Let me tell you one of the advantages growing up as a middle born. When my father, let's say there was a park we used to go to, we lived in Lower Benue at that time in Makodi. And then when we go to this park, our parents wouldn't permit us except weekends. We can't go on school days. But school days, we would go. And then when we see our father returning from work from the main gate, we'll take all the shortcuts and run through the shortcuts and get home before him. And we are breathing. And we think we've deceived him. When he comes home, he will line us up and it's time to take Koboko on your hands. He will normally either start from the youngest or the oldest. So when he starts from the oldest, by the time he got to us middleborn, his hands are tired. The force of the cane had reduced. So I noticed there are some advantages. You could get away with things at middleborn. But for me, the key point was I hated being irrelevant. I just wanted more. I wanted, even though it came with responsibility, I didn't mind. I just wanted to be in the know of what's happening. So that is one of the things that really pushed me, fear of failure, right? And then that's first one thing that I did not like. Then I want to also talk briefly about the elusiveness of success. Felix alluded to it a bit when he talked about the microwave generation, where people want to just get things done quickly, want to make it happen now. We just want it right now. When there's social media ads now, if you look at them, all they are saying is how to make your first million in 3 months. If you're trading Forex, how to become a millionaire in this, that, everything is so instant. It's so, the promises are, because they're doing that, not necessarily because it's fact, but because that is what catches your attention. So people are like, oh, these advertisers are deceptive. I'm like, yeah, because they know you. What should I call you? The audience, right? The people receiving the advertisement. Let me call you advertisees. The advertisers know the advertisees, and they know that if they do not exaggerate, it will not catch people's attention. So we are in a world that has embraced elusive success, what I call elusive success. So we believe this is it. This is the ultimate. We are in a hurry, So, and as a result of that, right, what do we see? When you look at what you think is success, it seems to be going away. You think that, if only I can become, I can learn social media management, I'm set. People are collecting this for managing social media. If only I can learn, you feel like one skill learned is you're just done, you're there. And then you think you are succeeded, and you get to that level. Either that thing stops raining or the field is saturated. So you try to grab that success. What happens? It is elusive. It's as if it's just walking away. That's the elusiveness of success. And of course, we are in a generation where the world as we know it is changing. Every decade has known for its own level of change in every decade. In my own decade, the changes you experience are different from the changes most of you experience, because I know you're younger. So whether you're Gen X, Gen Y, Gen Z, any generation has experienced significant changes. And that change includes the definition of success. There was a time when definition of success for most people was just to get a good job. If I can just graduate and get a good job, like buy one car. That is it. I'm set. God, I'm even asking for new things again. Or I'm just there. I'm just going to cruise. So that definition keeps changing. And there's no change that's more drastic than the effects of COVID lockdown, right? As COVID came, we saw a lot of, changes arrive. And before I go further and talking about the changes, the Holy Spirit is just putting something in my mind. When I'm talking about the elusiveness of success, young people, listen to me. If you have been listening to the news in the last 5-10 years, you see that so many people that we call successful, accomplished, have there was a beauty queen, very successful lady in the media, beauty queen, Miss America, that jumped from a roof, committed suicide. Why? Naturally, wouldn't we have defined her as success? Just seeing her, generically speaking, we'll think she was successful. How many of you know the one of the people I believe with the best singing voices in the whole world? Bobby Brown's wife, what's her name? Whitney Houston. Would we not have thought that's what level of success as this? They should not die of drug overdose. Why do people get into drugs anyway? It's because of the elusiveness of success. They thought, oh, if only I can get one Grammy, if I can accomplish this, if I can do that. They're not looking at deep-rooted success. They have this definition of success, but they run to embrace it. It's elusive. They have not found it. Some people think once I get married, oh, that would be it. But I don't see married, I'm thinking if I can just have one or two children, a boy and a girl, that's it. And then, so let us not join this journey of elusiveness of success. And that, I believe, is what this event will prepare you for you to be able to stand confidently, get a definition of success. So that you get there, you know you are there. And success is not that accomplished no more. No, success is a journey. There is no satisfaction, there's no feeling of I have arrived. There are many things I thought, oh, if I can do this, man, I'll rest for a while. A lie. There's no resting. I desire more. If I can start maybe in my not for profit, if you can just be able to consistently feed 50 families, if you can consistently provide dinner for this, but there's always more. There's more of a longing. Sometimes the husband is like, Fijeh, when will it stop? And I'm like, I do not think it will stop because I don't think God wants it to stop because I need to keep striving. Maybe when I meet my maker. Okay. So you can get a position where you are confident in what you like. But if you pursue the journey of elusiveness of success, it's a journey that is never ending. It's a journey that has led so many people to their graves because they are not ready. So I was talking about the changes from COVID, the most recent changes, how things have changed drastically, right? And I want to briefly share. When I moved to the US, I decided to do a couple of professional exams. And then when I started the exam, one of the things I realized was, even though as I pay for the professional exam, I want to be financial planner. They gave us textbooks, there are classes to attend. But do you know, I realized that rather than just attending the classes, reading the textbook, I went online and was looking for people who sold e-courses on the course, even though I had a big textbook I had not finished reading, right? And I went ahead, I bought a course, I bought a book, I bought, where the guy talked about how he passed it. He even talked about how he failed before he passed, right? But what is that? It's one of the changes where before now, my grandmother would never buy anything for anybody she didn't know. They must go back history. My mom probably neither. But I went online just because somebody said he did this and passed. I didn't look for proof. I just went and bought from him, even though I had textbooks. It's part of the evidence of the changes we are experiencing, right? So that's how, and I can assure you that it wasn't a waste because his story, his experience is one of the things that really helped me decide how to study. So the way we buy and sell is changing. Everything from the past, what we thought before, changed. After COVID here in the US, so many people, thousands of people resigned. They're like, no, I'm not going in to get sick, to hell with your job. They call it the great resignation, right? So many people just wanted to decide to go virtual and they are not, many of them have gone virtual, they're not even back. People like Elon Musk have fought their workers to come back and done all manner of things. But things have changed. People have thought, oh, pivot, you need to change everything, So things are changing. That is why if you're going to talk about success, right, it must be deep, it must be a success that is rooted in something different than just the aesthetics of what it looks like. Oh, I got a good job, it's 6 figures, is this, it's not enough. Now, no matter what you do, change is here. The question is, are you prepared for it? And let me show you some evidence of the changes. The skills we used to think are very important, Oh, before now is I want to be an accountant, I want to be a lawyer, I want to do this, and then I'm successful. Now, if the list, I just picked this from the internet, greatest skills in demand. I didn't see accounting there. I didn't see law degree there. Critical thinking, creative thinking, ability to listen, love for reading, writing skills, motivate. You see, one of the things, I need to connect with people. One of the things that's really beats me, and it's just about the knowledge era, right? Is that here in the US, a ton of jobs that people are looking for, they don't really need your degree. Sometimes a GED, diploma, you're fine. But what they're looking for is really different. So you see in an interview, you see people with degrees, people with, just different levels of, like, but they're looking for certain skills. So that change is here. If you graduated thinking, success for me was just that I studied accounting, unfortunately, it may not be sufficient anymore. So there are hard skills, but there are also soft skills that are considered, that are needed, right? And I'm just going to go forward. These are the most in-demand skills: creativity, persuasion, collaboration, adaptability, emotional intelligence. For some reason, I believe one of the other speakers will speak on these matters. So I'm going to move forward and go down to speak on my last 4 slides, because those are the areas that the Holy Spirit strongly laid on my heart to talk about. So if after looking at all these skills, you're like, oh my God, this is scary. I know it's a really long list of things, hard skills, soft skills, and all that. But the point I'm making today is this: deep-seated success is not a result of how many skills you acquire. That's super important, and you'll find out when you go into the job market. But there's more if you want more out of your own kind of success. And this more is what I want to spend the majority of my time talking about today. So I'm just going to talk about the psychology of this select success today. And tomorrow we'll talk a little bit more about delve into the principles of how to accomplish those things. Now, this is what I have designed to be the problem in our generation. And this also refers to the quote I gave of from John Wesley. The problem is this, people. Life is a mission. And the truth is, most people struggle through life without a flight plan. Can you imagine someone going to space and they have no plan how to do it? You can't even plan aeroplane, even a helicopter, forget about aeroplane. Those are far. But then there's no flight plan. The unfortunate part is this. We were told that once you go to school, you'll be fine, you'll be equipped with everything. But a few of you would have known that school does not necessarily prepare us. It doesn't give us this flight plan. It doesn't tell us what real success is. And one of the things I try to remind people is this: every day in life, in your life, is a miniature of what your life is. So what I do today, what I invest my time in today, if you tell me, for example, what you do in 24 hours, I can predict where your life will end, because every day is a snapshot of what your life will be generally. So the first thing I want to say is, if you must live a successful life, especially the one that is rooted in deep success, you must have successful days. Let's stop this habit of planning long term. When I get there, when I reach that, when I graduate. No. What are you doing today to fulfill the mission that your life is? What are you doing today to prepare you for that mission? What are you doing today? Are you putting together your flight plan? Because it's a mission. Life is a mission. Life is not just a let's live large, let's live good, let's party, no. I had someone tell me recently that a friend of hers did a party. It was a significant birthday party, 40 or 50, 30, I can't remember. And she did the party 2 years ago. 24 months later, she's still paying for the party. 24 months after the party, she's still paying the debt she accrued to gather people to come and eat and dance with her. It was a great party. But the mission of your life, if she had a flight plan, do you think she would have invested 2 or 3 years of her income? Not hungry people, though. If it is people that are displaced or people that are orphans, I would even understand. You probably change their day with that meal. But then for a lack of flight plan, you now decide, let me just invest all this to impress people, whatever it is. People, that's not a life on a mission. The first thing, if you must experience deep-rooted success, understand that life is a mission. And your daily goals is to develop a flight plan that will take you through that mission. Now, I want to share with us something. One of the greatest people in history that accomplished things most is Julius Caesar. The Roman Empire, conquered nations, England, he was a conqueror. History tells us that when Julius Caesar is working, there were people from, I think, Europe. There are different cultures. I think even Plato could do this. You know, when a chief or a big man is coming maybe to a party or an event, and then there are people that carry these drums, they are beating, and then they're just singing, calling your name, just singing. And then the big man is feeling good. He's praying them. You know, I don't know what they call them, but those are people that they're like forerunners. They go ahead of a chief or of a king or something. When Julius Caesar used to walk back in the days, there are people that used to follow him that way, in front of him, behind him. They were not beating drums or anything. They're not even hailing him. You know what they used to say to him? Memento mori. Memento mori. You know what that means? It means life is brief. In general, direct translation says, this is a reminder of death, a reminder of your mortality. Julius Caesar set up those people. Do you know the reason he did that? because he wanted them to continuously remind him of the urgency of the mission, why he decided to become the leader of the Roman Empire, the fact that he had only a short time to accomplish the mandate that was placed in his hand. So he decided, just in case I forget, in case I get carried away with the glory, the grandeur, the joys, the celebration, the beauty of fashion, the beauty of human hair, get distracted with celebrating, I turned 40, oh, party, rather than counting, oh, what did I accomplish? At this age, I had goals. Have I gotten there? So Julius Caesar set this group of people, and I believe that is where most people got the idea of using conga to, hail people that are coming. He got the idea and he set these physical human reminders. Everywhere Julius Caesar went, they were going before him. Hail Caesar, memento mori. Hail Caesar, remember you are human. Hail Caesar, death is compulsory for everybody. Remember your mortality. Remember you have a short time. No wonder the guy changed the course of history. No wonder he was known as one of the greatest conquerors in history. Because why? He was reminded consistently. My sisters, my brothers, I was sent here this afternoon, evening, today to remind you of your mortality. To remind you that life is brief. Life is fleeting. You don't have a long time. Do not imagine that, okay, when I clock 40, when I clock 30, when I have children, when I get married, that's when I'll do it. No, sir. Life is brief. Be reminded of your mortality. Be reminded that there's no guarantee of tomorrow. And what do you do when you're reminded of that? If you must accomplish deep success, you must know that today is all I have. And so what do? Make today great. Make today great. My son was telling me, mommy, there's this particular game. The way Men South, they are playing a different team. The way they disrespected our coach last year when they won. Our goal this year is to go crazy. I'm like, no, sir. Don't go crazy with Men South. Go crazy today. What if, I know it's not his portion. What if somebody broke a leg and couldn't play the next game? So people want to encourage you, whatever the goal God has put in your hand, whatever the pursuit of your success, go crazy today. Life is short. There is no guarantee. I know we were all declared in January 31st of last year that you will see this, you will turn 70. Congratulations, it's scriptural. But the guarantee you have, sir, is the life you have today. And my question is, what are you doing with it? Deep-seated success does not come by planning of when you start something. It is by what you do. Why? Because a day in your life is a miniature of your whole life. In essence, if you waste today, sir, you wasted a part of your whole life. You can never get it back. So the first thing I have to say, make this your motto. Life is short. Be reminded of mortality. Be reminded that each day you let pass wasted. You're not impacting yourself. You're not working towards deep-rooted success. It's a life wasted. Second thing I want to say, people, is this. There is a mandate. Hebrews chapter 12, verse 1 tells us, therefore, since we are being observed by so great a cloud of witnesses who have gone before us, let us run with courage and endurance the race that is set before us. I always like to use this scripture when I talk to people about focus and goals. Because even though our great cloud of witnesses are those that have gone before us, I want to put you on the spot right now. You are the witness to the next generation. I am the witness my children are looking at. I'm the witness you that are younger than me are looking at. The question is, seeing that I have such a mandate, Fijeh, what will you do? How will you live your life? What will you be known for, Fijeh? These are questions I ask myself every day. And I ask these questions when life is at the toughest, when I have the most challenge, when I feel most miserable. And the reason is when you are most challenged is the time you think I can take a break. I'm miserable. I'm crying. It's okay to be challenged. It's okay to cry just a few minutes, but wipe your tears and know that there's a cloud of witnesses, children, younger ones, looking up to you. I'm like, did she do that? If she can do that, then I can do that. Or will it be that, oh dear, and she was such a great lady. I knew her. She spoke somewhere. She was so great. Did this really happen to her? Is that how she ended? So for me, I put the mandate for my life before me all the time. What will be said of me? What difference can I make? And that's why when I see opportunities, there are things that come, oh, look successful. Oh, for some people, and I want to use this opportunity to advise us about social media. There is no greater life waster than social media. And we are following all these, I have to use the word, useless influencers. Okay, where are you following them to? Somebody defined leadership in the course of talking about LBD vision. She said, if there's nobody following you, according to John Maxwell, you're just taking a walk. So the people you are following on social media, where are you following them to? Is it the people that are challenging you to buy the most expensive wig? Is it that challenging? And then the worst thing is that young people, you don't know what a lot of these people do to accomplish what you think is success. And then you want to put your life under pressure to look good like them, to get the figure 8 like them. You want to wear the wig they are wearing. You are just so focused on the wrong things. I am merciless in that, following people. If I see something interesting on your page and I follow and you post nonsense or you're not inspiring, or I see that you're just making other people feel miserable about their existence by showing off, I unfollow you. Because where are you? If I don't want to go to where you're going, why should I be following you? So please, let's be careful of our time. Social media is a challenge for adults, everybody, not just young people. If there is anything you can remember, is that mandate. And the mandate, believe you me, is different for each of us. That's why I'm speaking so generically. It is your job to find out what your mandate is, what success will mean for you, and then you make sure it takes root. I talked about momentum already because we do not have eternity to fulfill destiny. Second thing is this. I don't even want to read this because it's Latin. Simo una fortes sumus. So aside from the first thing I talked about, momentum mori, because you don't have eternity to fulfill destiny, you must always remember your mandate. The second thing I'll talk about is this, because we are stronger together. I know I just talked a lot about just following people unnecessarily. There's an African adage that says, if you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go far, do what? Go together. So as much as you must unfollow some people, there are key people in your life that you need to connect with. I remember when I moved to the US, one of my determined dedication was like church, me and church. Not that I won't go to church, but nobody will find me. I'm going to be as slippery as an eel. So I made sure I was going to, churches where they will find me. My mom is a deaconess in Living Faith Church. So when I came, I attended Living Faith for a while, but I was always skirting around the edges. And then we moved to the suburbs, and then there was no Living Faith close by. So I went to one fantastic church called The Bridge. I loved it because they were so good with the children, but I just didn't want to be nothing. At one point, when I felt I needed to serve, I decided to go to the children's class. Not children, baby class, where I don't have to teach. I just take care of them. And like, if they don't hear, they won't find me. I'm done with church for a while, like that kind of commitment. But then at some point, I met the church where I go to today, and meeting people in that place have literally changed my life. So one human being can change the course of your destiny. If you're somebody, one of the things I've noticed studying startups in Africa, because that's one of my areas of specialty, startups, is that everybody wants to be chief executive officer. Everybody wants to be the person, the main. But the fact is, data has shown us the most successful are the partnerships. The most successful are those that have come together, banded together, and then they are doing things together. One person is a financial expert, the other person is an investment, but they just come together. The data even shows us also that investors, banks, they are always more comfortable with people that have partners. So if you're looking to establish deep-rooted success, people, one of the first things you need to do is get deep-rooted relationships, and the right ones, because there are relationships that can damage your life. There are those that can take you to another level. But people, we are together, we are stronger. If you're going to go far, find your people, find your own community. And I want to congratulate you because this already is a community, right? You already have people. You have the global leader who is showing you the way. You have people. Do not joke with those people. A lot of the things, I think it's proverbial that say money has wings. Many people think with resources, I'm okay. I can go and start this, start that. Many times the things that guarantee success is not just the financial resources you have, it's the human resources. Having the right people at the right place. So my question to you today is, what relationships are you making? If you already made some, what relationship are you building? What relationships are you nurturing? Because you can establish a relationship, but if you don't nurture it, recently, somebody, very, very dear family friends to me, very dear, they're like my seniors. One of them called recently and told my husband, when you married this woman, didn't you know she was part of our family? Why has she suddenly forgotten about us? And I felt so bad. They were in the US 2 years ago. I had to go see them, kneel down, forgive me. The wife was mad at me, but the husband was cool. So are you nurturing the relationships you've started? I'm never going to a relationship with what can I get? It should always be what can I give? And as you're giving, what happens? Why? Because we don't attract what we desire. We attract who we are. So if your desire is, what can I get from this person? Follow them because of what you can get. What happens? You meet people that's also looking for what to get. But if your desire is right, your mind is right, and say, how can I invest in people? Then what happens? You meet the right people who also want to invest in you. The third thing I'm going to say today, before I draw a close, is this: mastery. You must realize, my friends, that the journey to mastery is a long one. The journey to mastery is not a short one. It doesn't just happen suddenly. It is a long journey. One of the things I've learned to take easy with myself, to forgive myself for, is I always want to be great at anything I do. Like if I'm not perfect, I won't do it. I've learned that I need to give myself grace, give myself time. The person you see in this picture is Mozart. You cannot talk about mastery without thinking about Mozart. One of the most important lessons I believe there is to learn from Mozart's life, as much as so many books, events, so many things have been written about this guy, is something I read about him. It is his ability to learn. A close friend of his said something. He said learning was the purpose of his life. Very simple, but super powerful. If you hear nothing else today, please hear me. Learning was the purpose of his life. Tell me, how did he end up? Did Mozart, can you describe his success as deep-rooted? There are very few characters in this generation, in our past generations, that have been referred to when it comes to mastery as much as Mozart. The friend kept saying, he said he demonstrated his deep commitment to learning by constantly improving his style. And so today we know him for something. You cannot think of mastery and extreme mastery, without thinking Mozart. People, we've been hard on ourselves, expecting that more than we have been trained for. If you've not learned enough, don't be mad that you're not good enough. Okay? Just know that what? Don't give up. Don't be mad. Don't be disappointed. Some people speak and say, oh, I don't know how to speak there. If I could talk and just inspire. No, don't be mad at yourself. Be mad at the time you've not invested learning. Give yourself grace and go hard at work. Now, Mozart. There's a book called Bounce by Matthew Zaid. I'm going to recommend 2 books for us to read if you're interested in mastery, because time will not allow me to expatiate on it. Can I know how much more time I have? Do I still have 10 minutes?
Okay, you have it, because our second speaker is almost here, but you can have your 10 minutes.
Good. Now, Bounce, the author of Bounce, Matthew Zaid, he said some things about mastery that I want to share with us. One of the things he said, the origins of outstanding achievement in fields like sports, mathematics, and music. His argument was that it is intensive training and not natural ability that determines our success. So if you've ever seen anybody that has deep-rooted success, that seem to just be accomplishing where they are, it's not because they were luckier than you. It wasn't just he's just naturally he's so athletic. I tell my son all the time, I'm like, I know you have natural graces. I know you are taller than your colleagues, but what will make you stand out is not the natural one. It is the one you walk. And you know the good news? It levels the playing ground for us. And that's why I told you today I don't talk about principles. I just want you to understand, get the psychology of the fact that attaining deep-rooted success, there are certain things that can make you get there. And I know you get enough of principles. One is the fact that we have level ground, because anybody can learn, anybody can grow, anybody can improve. So 3 things from this Matthew Zaid's book I want to share. You need to take a quality approach to training. When you get training, make sure it's quality training. Please don't be sloppy. No, don't be tempted to just go into the market. Recently, I gave a work to somebody. She said, oh, I can design your slides to you. The work they did, because I was so busy, is worse than what I could have done. Because I'd had a personal assistant that I'd asked her to stop working for a while. So when it was time to present something last Saturday at the program, I said, can you do this? It was a terrible job. I still paid them, but it was terrible, terrible, terrible. Tell me, people, will I be going back there? How deep-rooted is that success? Okay, she has eaten this one. She may have hammered this money, but that's it. You're done. Second, evoke a growth mindset. You must learn that life is not about how good you already are. It's what is possible. Okay, a growth mindset is when you believe that I can improve, I can get better, I can do more. Okay, people without growth mindset, they just started like, that person is so lucky. It's because he knows this person. It's because she does this. It's because she has that. It's because she had this degree. No, You need to develop a growth mindset. That's a mindset that tells you anything is possible. Then finally, know that the key contributor in your life is going to be any area where you gained mastery. If you didn't gain mastery, unfortunately, it cannot be a major contributor. I have 2 other slides that will take time and I would like to save for tomorrow. But let me end with a question for us, just in case we still have questions to ask me. So I said 3 key things today. Momentum mori, right? What did we say it means? Because we don't have eternity to fulfill destiny. And because there's a mandate, there's a great crowd waiting for us, looking up to us. Second thing, what did I say? Because we are stronger together, building strong relationships. Third, gain mastery. Forgive yourself where you've not mastered things and know that you can learn. If you're going to be a Mozart of your generation, you're going to get deep-rooted success. Know that you can learn. You can get there. Okay? So our hope is not lost. There's nothing that is accomplishable that you cannot accomplish. My question to you today, I guess, is this. What are you going to achieve in life? What will you be successful at? For me, success was, if you see the first picture, in the work I do, the not-for-profit work I do. Just seeing those women at the camps where we work, I cannot tell you how many women die from childbirth, healthy, nothing wrong. They just died because maybe a little small complication, because many of them will have children at that camp. And maybe something as small as the child's leg is coming first rather than the head. Or there is something around the child's neck, but because they were not going for, what did they call it again? Antenatal. Forgive me, the last time I went for antenatal was like 13 years ago. Because they're not going for antenatal, what happens? Nobody saw it. And so in trying to have that baby, the baby just dies. For me, deep-rooted success is the fact that I can deny myself some other new clothes. I can deny myself a new hairdo, maybe something that would have cost me $200-300. And I can say, oh, that lady, not only will you raise her for antenatal, make sure she goes into the hospital. It's an emergency. And they call me, Fijeh, somebody did this. She's in, and I can say, okay, go ahead, take her. Maybe I sent something ridiculous like $200 and it saves her life. I promise you, there is no stage I've taken in the world that is more important to me than just that impact. That's why I said to you, you need to define your own success. There's a mandate. For me, this is my mandate. Even my children, I bring them into it. There are times my son goes like, oh, mommy, I need the new S this. I say, okay, that's fine. Sit down. How much? And I'll sit down with him. I calculate, look at it. If this S2 do this, we can go ahead and buy it. It's just $800, no problem. But this $800, it can feed 50 families, give them supper. Because sometimes you provide just 1 meal a day for 4 months. I tell him, what do you think, sweetheart? Can we just let them be hungry? I showed them pictures, and he knows these people because when we were in Nigeria, he used to go play football with them. He was in the teams with them. I said, should we just let them? It was just so that I can have an updated Xbox. Hey, mom, don't worry. But in fact, when he got older recently, he would say, mommy, I'm not guilt tripping me. I said, I'm not guilt tripping you. I'm just telling you it's a family decision. As God is blessing me, he's blessing you. So those things have gone from the person that wants to wear red sole shoes, from wearing designer, to the person that the only thing that matters to me is that if I get this call, that, oh, cost of things have tripled. We used to budget $300 a month before. Now we need 900. I can make the sacrifice to make it happen. For me, that is success. For me, getting the opportunity to speak with you at places. For me, meeting Brian Tracy and co-authoring a book for him, that was success. So please define what it is you want to achieve in life. What is it for you? And don't be in a hurry. Take your time. There was a time in my life I thought just traveling the world, visiting all continents was success for me. I was going to be happy with it. I did, but it wasn't. So take your time, especially if you're young, to define that success. But please know that you must avoid the danger of elusive success, where you're not looking at things you can never embrace, because there's no depth to it. I tell you, the satisfaction I get from what I'm investing in the not-for-profit, it is like I may be hungry, but I'm satisfied. It's deep inside my stomach. I know I am fine. And why do I just make those sacrifices? Because I know I don't have eternity to fulfill destiny. Time is brief, it's fleeting. I don't know when either my breath stops, the world. So I make maximum use of every resource God puts in my hand. And then I have the best partners, because I'm not in Nigeria now, but I run a successful not-for-profit in Nigeria. So build relationships, people. Don't go it alone. Build relationships. And finally, mastery. Gain mastery of what you do. I remember when I started my not-for-profit. I was like, my husband was like, what do you want? I said, I need a chairman. I need somebody that oversee what we do. And when he said, who do you want? I said, help me talk to Mazi Samohabua. My husband looked at me, he laughed. I don't know how many people know Mazi. He also has a not-for-profit. What has joined me the association? Because I saw that his not-for-profit is for enterprise development. And that was mine. It was FRAP for enterprise development. His was Mazi Samohabua, not for Foundation for Enterprise Development. I said, that's the person I want. That's how God made the connection. We met in the full gospel. He became the chairman of our not-for-profit. And then when we called our first annual board meeting, Mazi was amazed. He's on the board of, he was an advisor to Jonathan. He's on the board of, he was in the pharmacology. So many, but he told me, he said, Fijeh, the quality of this board meeting, I'm astounded. When you said you can do this, I thought it was just, so master what, today if I say, Mazi, do this for me, Mazi, he will answer. Why? Not because he just loves me, because he knows that I'm a master, I've gained mastery of everything I do. Because the things I did for him, I didn't do it quick, yeah. This is our first year. Let's just manage. We kept records. We paid our SAS and Soji, Nigeria's own big five, to do our audited reports for us. Did it cost us? It cost us. But today I say I stand before kings and queens. Why? Because the quality of product I put out is up to their standard. If I had fallen behind part, the next thing, he'll tell his PA, tell those people I'm not available. I'll draw this to a close because there may be a couple of questions. I will land tomorrow. Thank you very much.